But hey, we are easing slowly into the new normal of life after a pandemic, right? I mean, a lot has changed over the last year, it's going to require an adjustment for a lot of us.
Quite a bit. Change is never easy, as you well know, but you don't have to do it alone.
Take your hands off the wheel, stop trying to control the universe, and let the universe show you what to do.
All right, you've been directed. Self-proclaimed spirit junkie Gabrielle Bernstein is offering up real-time coaching, straight talk, and some big love on her new weekly Dear Gabby podcast. And she joins us this morning. Tell us all about it. Hey, good morning, Gabby.
What's up?
Good morning, guys. Good
Good to see
morning.
you.
Yes, congrats on the new podcast. You know, it really comes at a time that not only Mental Health Awareness Month is something that we're in, but anxiety is at an all-time high as things like, you know, head back to work, get on the subway, all this kind of stuff. So how are you advising people to kind of reduce the stress that is starting to build yet again?
Well, I think that we have to be mindful and aware of our experiences in the moment and have practices for self-regulating. And one method that I find to be extremely valuable in any moment when you're about to embark on something new, particularly going back to work or being social again, is to check in with your breath. And a beautiful breath practice that I would love to suggest is really simply breathing in for 2 strokes and out 1. So when you breathe in quickly through your nose and then out 1, and then quickly in, out 1.
Is this what people do when they give birth?
Definitely helps when you give birth, let me tell you. That would be a really good one. It does seem a little bit like the what is it, Lamaze?
Yeah.
But really there's a similarity here, which is really regulating your nervous system and getting yourself back into that centered state. And we need a practice similar to this in any moment when we feel that anxiety start to rise, so that we can show up for life, so that we can make these necessary adjustments and get back to normal.
You know what's interesting about your podcast here? A lot of them are taped and pre-recorded and things like this. This is interactive, right? You're engaging with real people in real time, answering their questions. How are you doing that? And what are some of the most common questions, I guess, that people have as they head back to work and back to normal life?
I think what's most unique about Dear Gabby is that extemporaneous, off the cuff, people just showing up randomly. We do not have any idea where people are coming from. We just pick people at random. I take every question and we don't edit them. We do not cut them out at all. So you have this real experience of just truth telling and big talk. And I believe that that's what people need most right now. They are looking for guidance. Not everybody has the ability to have a therapist or to have a life coach. But now every Monday on Dear Gabby, you can have me as your coach through the experiences of others, and you can borrow the benefits that the person that's being coached is receiving.
And I love one of your suggestions is to have affirmations. This is something that I started to do, learned about during the pandemic, because when you get so stressed about the world around you that you can't control, you kind of need these affirmations to guide your way. So help us develop those.
So I think that any thought that we think the moment that we start our day, the moment that we wake up, is going to dictate how the rest of the day is going to go.
Yeah.
And it'll be harder to really unwind that if we don't start off on the right foot. So affirming how you want to feel that day. So I want to feel safe today. That's a big one, guys, right? Affirming safety, because a lot of us are walking around just completely disembodied and in anxiety and fear.
Yeah.
So just affirming, I want to feel safe today. I want to feel supported today. And I am supported. Affirming with an I am is even stronger than I want.
I like that. And real quick, we're almost out of time here. You have a technique called tapping. What is it?
So emotional freedom technique is a tapping technique. And one of the tips I'm going to give you guys today for anxiety relief is to tap between the ring finger and the pinky finger right there, if you can see.
Okay.
And this is a point that's really great for a stressed out moment. And it's an acupressure point that relaxes you. But if you also at the same time, simultaneously repeat the affirmation, I'm safe, I'm safe, I'm safe. you can regulate yourself in the moment. If you're, getting on the subway for the first time in a year, if you're going back to the office, use this, people. This will really, really serve you.
But why the tapping
Any
and not
kind
the
of
pressure?
anxiety.
Like some people will just, use the pressure point and do that.
I have a
What-
Lamborghini.
what-
Pressure
tapping?
points, exactly, very similar. So these
Okay.
different acupressure points stimulate us to relax.
it.
I
And that
have a
one in particular.
Lamborghini. I have a Lamborghini.
There you
do
go.
not.
I
I'll
have a
take it
Lamborghini.
too. That sounds good.
Let's bring in Ben. Ben has a question for you, Gabby.
Hi, how are you? I find a lot of anxiety stems from I'm doing it right now as we speak, comes from a lack of a sense of control. People always want to control everything, but it's impossible. How do you talk to people about that? How do you say, like, you just got to give it up, or what is it?
Look who's on Good Day Now.
Right. I think that we absolutely use control as a way of trying to feel safe. So if we can use these other practices that I've given you today, tapping, affirming, breathing, to establish a sense of safety, that's the fastest pathway to release the need to control. We're trying to control because we're terrified, because we're anxious, because we don't want to feel those feelings. If we can regulate those feelings, we can let that need to control subside.
Got it. Is there
Give
something we can put
yourself
out
to the
Go ahead.
process.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Well, that's what I was
Easier
going to
said
say.
than done.
Part of the process. Can you just throw it out in the universe? Your what you want to control. Like
I always like to say that, I always like to give it over. So I would say something like, thank you, universe, for taking this from me.
Yes.
Or really expecting that when we forget what we think we need, we can really allow what's at the highest good
Here,
to
universe.
show us.
Here are my allergies. Gabby, thank you so much. By the way, you a Green Bay fan? In that video, you're.
Don't ask me anything about sports. Like, I have no idea.
I mean, you had the jersey on.
Oh, yes. No, that's just like a look. Don't worry about it.
That's why I like sports.
That's a true fashion
There you
stuff
go.
for you.
Why I like
Just
sports.
a look.
There you
Cool
go.
outfit. I
I
like that
literally
one.
have no idea what I was wearing.
You
Well,
and
look good though,
You,
Gabby.
me, and Ben, we have no idea.
The
what we're
Raiders
talking
have the coolest helmet, so
Yes.
I like the Raiders.
That's all we know.
All right.
Gabby, thank you.
Good to see you.
Thanks, guys. Have a good morning.
You too.